Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody.
It's us again. What a surprise.
Yells.
How are you today,
Here we
Mr.
are. What are we
Robin?
doing here?
What are we doing? I don't know. Making shit up as usual.
How are you, Pete?
I'm good, thank you very much, Robin. How is your good self?
I'm not too bad. I'm not too bad. Yeah. I had the strange experience today of my youngest son being out at Cubs. He's gone up to Cubs, and he was out till like 8:30, and it was dark.
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's
Yeah.
crazy. My youngest one,
Seems a bit. Yeah, seems a bit late for that.
especially as nobody's been anywhere for months.
Yeah, Sunday's like all out all hours.
They are scouting. They're
Scouting
doing
for
very
talent.
lots of careful things going on, but they are scouting in little groups. They were doing archery today in the dark. I don't know how that went.
That's
15,
that'll be
15
fun.
went, 10 came back.
We call that a successful trip. Let's see who we've got in the house tonight. We've got Rosa, we've got VJ Moore, we've got Craig Sargent, we've got Michael Snap, Daniel Bungay, Andrew Marlowe, Matt Collins, HRI Miller, Wolfman Gaz, Into the Glory Hole is here, Jonathan Grant, Elram Cohen, how am I missing? Alex Nikifor UK, I'm assuming that is. I think we've got everybody. Philip Lancashire and Julia Berger
Berger's
at the
in.
end there.
Yeah,
Hello.
she's in for her copy of Arena
Well,
Mortis.
there you go. Hopefully you've signed up to it, so you're being with the charts. We've got the list. Noops is there as well.
Spoon is here, or Noops. I'm not sure which it is.
Noops.
And Lazarus is up again.
Is Noops to do with and this is a question to Noops, not to you, Robin. Is Noops to do with Rick and Morty? I'm sure that's in Rick and Morty. But who else we got? We've got Lazarus as well. Dead Hands
Sounds
as
like
well.
a character from Abney and Teal, or what they call in the Night Garden.
Oh, I see. Oh, yeah. Oh, what was it? Yeah, sorry, you just said the name. I'm sitting there trying to think of it. Yeah, that was.
Nope.
Nope. Noops. So here we are. We're here tonight. We're going to be doing a giveaway a little later on during the show. So hopefully everyone hangs around for that one. And Robin's gone. Robin's
got a
turned
big
his camera
Skype.
off. Turn your
Skype face.
camera on, Robin. For goodness sake. Julia Berger asks if she could sign up now. I don't see why not. I'm sure I can add you in, being generous at the minute.
Can you hear me still?
You can hear it. We can hear you, Robin. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Can't get the staff these days,
But
people.
I don't know why my camera's gone dead.
Try unplugging it and plugging it back
I just
in.
did.
Okay. Try doing something else. I'm going to. No one's going to even know that you're gone, Robin. There we go. There's a smiley. Smiley Robin.
You've got a whole variety of Robins.
I have a whole smorgasbord of
There must be
Robins.
settings in here somewhere.
You'd think so.
Do settings.
Well, whilst Robin jibber jabs away, of course, the show wouldn't be complete without something going wrong with either the audio or the video. The audio's all okay for tonight, and this time it's Robin's video instead. You'll have to say when you think you fixed it, Robin, because right now your picture is currently over top of your thing.
I can't see any reason why it's not working at the moment.
It's
I'm
Robin
wondering
there.
whether to close down the call with you and call you back, but I don't know whether that's a good idea or not.
I mean, we could try.
That normally fixes it. There isn't any way to. I can learn more about why I can't see the camera, but it doesn't tell me anything useful. It's like, have you plugged the camera in? Yes.
Yes, thank you for that. Is the camera?
You've got a strong Wi-Fi signal. Well,
does the camera
possibly
exist?
not brilliant, but
okay. Well, I guess you can try and rig off and then call me back in a moment.
okay, I'll do that.
We're not killing the stream off, everybody. We're just gonna kill the call and start again. See what happens.
Killer cool.
Port forwarding on, Robin says into the glory hole.
Sorry.
Ah, there you go. Hold on. Don't touch a thing, Robin. There you are. You just need
Okay,
to,
I turned my video on and off on Skype.
Oh, there you go. Yeah. Okay. Right. There you go. You need to move your camera back a bit now, though. You're right up close.
No, never.
People can see more of your nostrils than they ever wanted to see before. You keep looking at the camera. Am I sure? You need to lift it up now. Port camera. Hello.
Am I much closer?
I have literally no idea.
Right,
No.
but it is. It's much closer. That's bonkers.
I know. I can see that.
But I didn't touch the camera.
It just Oh, I apologise to anybody who's still watching this stream.
Anyone who's got motion sickness, I don't understand. I'm confused.
I suspect because we've got a bit of audio video sync out of sync now as well. So it's up to you if you want to try kill the call and call me back. Maybe that'll work. Maybe.
Okay, I'll kill the call and I'll see you on Thursday. All right.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
I mean, honestly, people, do you see what I have to deal with now? Do you see what I have to deal with? There we go.
That's better.
There we go. Hooray! Victory. Until he accidentally turns off
How
the again.
bizarre. How bizarre.
How bizarre. How bizarre. I can see now why when you watch live TV shows and they go, let's go to our reporter Jim, and then it goes off. Jim just stands there looking, does nothing for ages, just stands there. And then they go back, I seem to be having some problems getting hold of Jim right now. You just think, how fucking hard is this? It's live TV, come on. But there we go. Such is the way.
Yeah. The best of what Underworlds live. Yeah, I don't know what happened there at all. But we're back.
We're back. We're in the room. We're live. So we will be doing a draw a little later on. I'm guessing probably around maybe about 10:15, something like that. We'll do the draw.
That's good. Sounds good.
And in the meantime, we'll also tell you once we've done that draw about the next draw that we're going to be doing. Going to do another giveaway. And in the meantime, we're just going to try and fill the dead air with awkward conversation.
It seems like everybody's enjoying themselves anyway at our expense, which is fine.
That's good. I mean,
Into the glory hole says I'm such a dad. Which is true. I am a dad. That's because they said that about port forwarding.
Is that equivalent of calling
to do with
you
these
daddy?
nice new round holes that we've got? Is that?
So, how has anybody out there in internet lands played Arena Mortis yet? I'm guessing somebody out there must have played a few games. I mean, not the old White Dwarf version, but the new version. Do let us know. If you have, we'd like to hear kind of what your experiences are, because we're probably not going to play it, don't you think, Robin?
Arena Mortis, I can't see us playing live anytime soon. Although technically, I think we are allowed in England to play the 6-player game. I believe.
Hawkhammer has just pointed out that they can't mix with other people in the northeast, so that kind of puts the kibosh on that one. That is true.
Yeah, lockdown is great.
And Wales, I think, is getting worse as well.
Yeah. Alex, Nick for Rawk has painted their FEC army. I'm just going to throw that out there before I lose that comment. Well done.
Nice work. Any time that somebody builds up the impetus again to pick up brush is always a good thing. I always struggle myself.
Yeah, I think Gareth, who's a regular viewer, I don't know if he's in tonight, I haven't seen him, but he's a regular viewer, and he has played it. He was on Facebook today saying he didn't particularly enjoy it. He said it was a bit kind of random, or not random, but just kind of like just trying to stand next to one of the, whatever they're called. They're not objectives, are they? But they've got
Nexus?
No, they've got a new name, haven't they? The ocular things, whatever, I can't remember what it is. And just sort of, constantly dying. And just dying and regenerating, dying and regenerating. I don't know, I haven't played it. I mean, I feel like it's probably one of those games that if you playing with people you know well, it's probably hilarious fun.
But we don't like each other, so there's never going to be fun.
No, but it wouldn't be much fun with just the two of us. Although we did contemplate briefly doing a two fighter each 4-player game, so to speak.
It's definitely one of those things. I think it might be all right as a sort of an end of an afternoon sort of palate cleanser almost, maybe, if you've got like a group of people all playing Underworlds and you've all finished your games. I did see that somebody had done a broadcast one. I didn't watch it, but it was like 2 hours long. So it's not like a quick pick up and play sort of equivalent. It's like if it's 2 hours long, that's longer than a regular best of 3.
Oh, if we played that would just take us for it running an hour long.
So that was why I thought maybe I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Deadhand's talked to his dad to get him back into painting. He was always better than him. That's always good if you can get your dad back into things. I think Andrew's dad paints. Was it Andrew's dad who converted the Auric Godsworn Hunt conversion? I think it was.
It was, yes. But and he'd converted them with some of the old orcs, and he'd made the new cards up with the orc pictures on and stuff, which just sounded brilliant. I would love to have seen them, and hopefully one day we get to meet Andrew's dad, Mr. Andrew, and hopefully we'll get to have a game.
Hopefully so. That'll be awesome. It's called Blitz Bowl. Well, actually, got some news for you, VJ. Pete and I are going to have a meet-up in a couple of weeks' time, assuming we're not locked down by then. And I'm going to play some Blitz Bowl.
Yeah, we're going to play a game. It'll be season 1 rather than season 2.
Because we haven't got season 2.
Yeah, and we can't get it in the UK really, so that's a pretty good reason. But we'll play. We'll try and get a game of a Blitz Bowl in. Hopefully, it won't be too terrible.
And a two-person game of a two-person game of Marvel Champions as well, to see what that's fun. Live stream. No, I don't think it'll be a live stream.
Sadly, not live stream. We can't get. We haven't. If we had like an actual indoor studio room where we could get reliable internet, then we could possibly think about doing that.
There's about to be a fight. Hawkhammer says Blitz Bowl is meh. Just play Blood Bowl.
Oh, I think they're two very different games, Blitz Bowl and Blood Bowl, because Blood Bowl can take ages, whereas Blitz Bowl can be a lot quicker. So, yeah, I mean they're cut from the same sort of cloth, but they're very different games, I think.
Crisis Protocol wins us into the glory hole. I think you're looking at Q1 2021 on that.
that's. I think that's pretty generous, to be honest, with everything else we've got.
Yeah.
Because December season 4 comes out.
That's a good point. Q2.
Well, I mean, we might not even have a copy by then. It depends on how quickly it takes to deliver it to us. We've got to put our pre-orders in if it comes out. I mean,
Blood Bowl and Blitz Bowl, poor man's Guild Bowl. Goodness me, it's turning into a three-way in the conversation.
Ooh,
yeah, not a good one. Models for Crisis are amazing. Yeah, the models are incredible. I've got a couple of models and I've painted a couple, but I've got the core box, but I haven't assembled or painted any of the miniatures yet. My son is. We're on a Star Wars Legion drive at the moment. He's getting me to paint all those.
Robin's grooming his son to take over as the next AOS, but it'll be Agents of Star Wars. Yeah,
exactly. That's what we've actually made some Agents of Star Wars videos that he wants me to put on the channel. But I haven't broken it to him. I'm not going to do that. But yeah.
Oh, Noops comes in with the finisher. Isn't Guild Ball dead? Yeah, it is. Yeah, kind of got put down.
Into the glory hole was joking. He hasn't played any of them.
Matt just likes stirring shit. That's what Matt likes doing.
Did you guys try Marvel United? No, we haven't played Marvel United. I'm not sure I even know.
Is that like football, but with Marvel characters?
Which one it is, Marvel United? I can't remember. There's so many games out. I can't remember which one that is. And Michael Snap said, "Surely you guys will get an advanced review copy of DireChasm." Well, I hope so, but we've missed out on the last couple of things. So I don't know.
Who knows? We didn't get the last war bands. We didn't get Arena Mortis.
No. We'll see.
Hard to tell. In fact, did we get the previous war bands either?
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
Mind you, it was ages ago, wasn't it? That was Mantrappers and yeah. So yeah. Anyway.
So who knows whether I don't know if we've fallen out of favour. I don't know if it was because we did TTS or whether it was just an oversight, a clerical oversight, whether they're just cutting down at GW. Not sure.
I'd say. I mean, there were a lot of early release copies on YouTube, weren't there? On Facebook, but they were all like bloggers and stuff like that. So there was a man and there was people like that who'd all written blog posts that were very nice, but there didn't seem to be any YouTube. So I don't know if GW are just avoiding YouTube.
Angry letter time. It's quite hard to write an angry letter. Why you used to give me free stuff? Why don't you give me more free? Why don't you give me free stuff anymore?
maybe that's part of the problem though. Maybe because they're all really busy and stuff like that, and because we're not being pushy, we're not reminding them that we exist, and maybe they're like, oh yeah, shit, we forgot to send them something. Let's send it to them now. I don't know, but we're too polite to say, excuse me, sorry, could I have some free things? Midwinter Minis, is that you? All right, Matt, get out. Get out now.
Pete says, not Pete, sorry, you are Pete. VJ says that you're going to play on TTS Blitz Bowl, I assume, and I can play if I want to. Well, I have to say, VJ, I'm only playing under sufferance, so I'm not that keen to play.
Robin's only playing it because I said I'd play Marvel 2-player.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Well, Pete just said it was good and he wanted to play, so I said, all right then. But then in exchange, I said, he had to play Marvel with me.
Yeah, it's a bit like that. Yeah, one week you have to watch the film you want with the other half, and then the next week you have to watch the crappy film that they want to watch because you said you would take turns picking films.
That's true. You could be like us and never agree and never watch anything.
That's true. Yeah. Once, years ago, before children, I think it was, the wife and I went on a holiday in just a caravan somewhere because we didn't have much money, and we get a load of films to watch. So the first night I picked, it was my pick, and I picked Zombieland. And then the wife banned me from picking any more zombie films for the rest of the week. So that took out the rest of my collection.
Oh no!
So then we watched. So then we watched the bloody trilogy of fucking.
Bridget Jones.
No, worse than that. Worse than that.
Not the werewolf one.
The vampire, sparkly vampire bullshit. Twilight, that bollocks. We had to watch all three of those back to back. I tell you what, I've decided after that, no, not doing that anymore. I was just, never doing that again. Daniel Bungay said he did a 2-player Marvel Champion a couple of weeks back, and it went very well. So, looking forward.
Yeah, I think it's a really nice little game. I'm not sure it's that well balanced, but I think it's good fun, and it's very thematic. And a few people watch the videos on the channel, so we'll keep going.
Hawkham says that when he first got together with his wife, he made her watch Dog Soldier. She still holds it against him. Well, I mean, you're lucky if she's still holding it against you. Hey, thank you very much.
Abraham Lincoln Vampire Hunter is a wonderful palate cleanser after Twilight.
And MacLeod has told me to shut my whore mouth. Well, actually, I did in the whore part. She just told me to shut my mouth, but I'm assuming that the last bit was implied as well. What was it? Someone else put something in here. There are 5. There aren't 5 films, are there? Surely. There's only 3 films. Surely.
Don't know, they break things down into 2 lots now, don't they?
No, I think when Twilight came out, I didn't think they'd started all that bullshit by then, but I think it was after that. I just remember the wife was watching the third one day.
There can be 3 Hobbit books. There are 3 Hobbit films. There can be 5 Twilight films easily.
Yeah. I mean,
5 films. 4. Well, no,
3.
4 kids later.
2.
4 kids later, she hates me. Sounds like it. If you've got 4 kids.
Yeah.
There are 5 Twilight films, 4
Really?
books. Wow.
Good Lord.
Wow, goodness me. And I've seen 0 of them.
Good. Keep that number. That's the perfect number of Twilight films to watch.
Yeah, I've not seen any.
So I remember my wife was watching the third film one day, and there was the I can't remember his name, but the dog boy who obviously ran around like showing off his 6-pack. And I just sort of sat there for a few minutes. Then I did a quick IMDb check, and I went, when you were 18, he was born. My wife was just like, why don't you fuck off?
So they did split them into. They did split the last one into 2 parts.
Did they?
Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2. Surely you can't have Breaking Dawn Part 1 and Part 2. It's either broken or it's not.
The film
it
just
wasn't
starts
broken in
like
the first part. Anyway.
Surely the next one's just called Morning. Breaking Dawn and then Morning.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but Robert Pattinson cannot be Batman. I'm angry about that whole thing, and I don't want to talk about it.
You need to open your mind a little bit, Pete. I think he looks all right. I mean,
To be honest, though,
some terrible actors have been Batman. There's really not any
true.
no real reason why he can't. I think it'll be all right.
To be honest, if it's not what's his name? I can't remember the actor's name now. The original Batman.
Keaton.
If it's not Keaton, it's not Batman as far as I'm concerned. So yeah,
I do sympathise. I did say there's a possibility he might be reprising him for a kind of multiverse type thing, where he's old.
That would be quite cool, and I think he'd be great for it. And he's one of those classic situations where they picked an actor, and everybody's like, "You can't pick him. He's a comedian. He's not meant to be in an action role." And blah blah blah. We don't like you and all that kind of stuff. You're ruining my childhood or whatever else. And then they film came out and they were like, fuck me, that was good. That was actually a good film.
Yeah, people said the same about Heath Ledger. That is true. People say about it all the time. Flashpoint. Yes, Flashpoint. That's it. Dead Hands. Thank you.
To be honest, I'm not actually a massive Batman fan overall. If I had to pick like a Marvel or a DC sort of person, it just wouldn't be Batman. I don't really find the whole character that interesting.
See, I always preferred DC, but the films are compared with the Marvel ones, rubbish. I don't even like the Marvel ones that much.
Yeah, exactly. What's your superpower? I'm loaded. I've got tons of cash. That's it. That's all he's got. And there's nothing, no
Lego Batman is top tier though. Yeah, Lego Batman's cool.
That is 100% gospel truth. That is definitely true. Lego Batman's still one of my favourite films now. But I prefer like either the Wolverine original film or just the Wolverine character, or what was the other? Lobo. I used to read a lot of Lobo comics when I was a kid. Well, I say kid, young adolescent, I guess.
Oh, okay.
I liked Lobo.
Who? I didn't even know they.
Lobo. He was a typical sort of. He was an anti-hero. He's like this blue-skinned bounty hunter who would just go around, and he had similar sort of healing powers to Wolverine, but he was just he was just out for himself the whole time. So he was kind of like Wolverine, but more of a go for yourself kind of Wolverine. He wasn't nice at all. He never did nice things.
Yeah, I've not seen Logan. Lots of people are picking up Logan in the chat. I've not seen that yet. That's one of my. I really need to get around to seeing that film, but it's the sort of film that only I want to watch in the house, and therefore I never get around to it.
Yeah, same.
It means starting in the middle of the night.
Somebody asked earlier, and apologies because we went straight over it and we just talked about crap ever since. We haven't done the draw yet. We're going to do the draw about 10:15. For
no, you have to listen to us wittering on about films that we know nothing about because we haven't actually been to the cinema in the sort of 17 years or something.
Somebody mentioned Deadpool, or I don't think they were talking about Deadpool. They were saying it was an unfunny Deadpool. I loved Deadpool. I absolutely adored that film. I just think that Ryan Reynolds was the perfect Deadpool character.
Yeah, I enjoyed Deadpool. I haven't seen the sequel, but yeah, I enjoyed Deadpool.
And I'm the same as you. I really want to watch Logan because that's meant to really finish off the whole storyline really nicely.
The thing about Deadpool is that it was a 15, and I'm a bit scared by that because my oldest son will be old enough to watch it next week, in fact, which is a little bit terrifying.
Yeah, it's a bit scary. So we are here also to talk not just about films and TV. We're also here to talk about Arena Mortis, the giveaway, and the future of Underworlds. The future of Underworlds.
Matt says Deadpool is 18. I'm sure at the cinema it was 15 because I remember thinking bloody hell.
No, it is 18. Warhammer says
maybe on video because videos sometimes have a different release, a different rating, don't they? But I could be wrong.
I know everything in the 80s.
I think I had
and
a young baby at the time.
People are saying 18, so I think you're okay for a little while. I remember reading a thing somewhere where people were taking like their 13-year-olds in to watch it, thinking it was just like a Marvel film, so it was fine, and then ranting, complaining about it afterwards, and they're like, "What did you expect?" I don't even know what R-rated is. Do we have R-rated in the UK?
It's 18, basically.
Yeah.
Deadpool, British Board for Film Classification for certification 15. January 2016.
There you go.
Yeah. So I just have to be right.
VJ launches a scathing one-liner. The future of Underworld's hard to talk about something that doesn't exist. Jace Parker asked, did we ever watch any video nasties growing up? What's video nasties?
I think that's just things like, I don't know actually. That's what people used to call things like...
films that were sort of not allowed in the UK and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I watched Life of Brian, does that count?
What was the one that... but didn't... forgotten his name. Peter Jackson do one.
Oh, he did one, yeah.
Bad Taste.
Bad Taste. That was a terrible film.
Yeah.
And I think most of them were a bit terrible. There was like Driller Killer and stuff like that.
Driller Killer. I remember Driller Killer was like a thing of legend in the playground.
Yeah. It was like, people really actually got killed when they were videoing it. No,
exactly,
they didn't.
And Texas Chainsaw Massacre as well.
Yeah, those kind of things. Yeah. Hush talks about them in the playgrounds, about how the actors really were killed. You're like...
Driller Killer was terrible. Yeah, it sounds it.
I think most of them were.
I'm terrible with... I cannot cope with scary movies. It's just the soundtracks. I could watch them without soundtrack. I'd be all right, but the soundtracks just do me in. I just can't cope. Nowadays, I have to fast forward to see what's going to happen, then rewind it and then watch it.
The thing that mostly pisses me off with most... In fact, not just horror films or thrillers or anything. Nearly all films these days... See, and I think this is just because I'm getting old. It's because what they are is massive portions of people talking really quietly and lots of mumbled, very meaningful looking at each other. Then BANG! You're like, fuck me, I can't hear now.
That is because you're old.
Yeah. Just sit there and go, why can't they put a bloody compressor on these fucking files before they put them out? Just God's sakes!
It's really annoying people who have really loud cut things in the middle of their videos, isn't it?
What kind of wankers do that kind of stuff? just sitting there for ages, turning it up, and then suddenly your ear, freaking headphones just get blown out your head.
Looks like you've just done it again to everybody anyway.
I think it's
not age, it's bad mixing.
I think
you
it's
can't
bad.
mix at the moment.
I
All
think
mixing is bad right now.
I think that's de rigueur to make all this kind. And horror films mostly these days are just jump scares, just things getting darker and quieter and more tense and everything. And then
I've never seen Saw or anything like that though. That's just too scary. I remember my wife and I years and years ago now went to see Scream 2 at the cinema, and then both about 5 minutes in realised we both hate horror movies. What the hell are we doing here? I think it's because it was the only thing that was on at the local cinema, so we went and watched it anyway. And yeah. We're still wondering why today. Anyway, should we talk about Underworlds, or should we just keep going about films?
I just want to mention one thing about films, then we can go on to Underworlds.
All right, okay.
Because you mentioned Saw, and I did watch the first 3 Saw films, and I actually quite enjoyed the first one and the second one. The third one had the scene that made me squirm the most in any film I've ever watched, is where a woman gets thrown into a pit of just used hypodermic needles, and then she has to crawl around in the pit and scrape it all around to try and find a key. And I was just, that whole scene, I was just, oh God. And it's not that I don't like needles, it's just the thought of being thrown into a pit of hypodermics really made me sort of cringe.
I think that's reasonable.
Yeah, I thought so.
Presumably what they meant you to do.
Yeah, exactly. But that was one of those moments where I was watching it thinking, maybe I don't like these films anymore. This isn't adding anything. No, I don't like it. So anyway, we did get asked, Dead Hands has mentioned, do we think they'll extend Underworlds? It's quite popular. Or are they going to hard end it at the end of season 4? So I think we should jump into that one now.
No, let's not bother. Yeah. I think that they will carry on.
Carry on regardless.
But I do have a little bit of fear because of this problem with not being able to meet up for competitive games, and that's looking for how long? We're looking at least another 6 months, aren't we?
But I mean, GW obviously, they've said in the past that they work to a 12 to 18 month ahead schedule, so they couldn't have possibly foreseen any of the COVID stuff coming up when they were designing 4 or possibly even season 5. So there's that on the table as well. Maybe regardless, they're like, well, we're here. We've already started season 5, or we're at a point through season 5. We should continue on with it. Maybe. Yeah,
and I think they've got to look at the existing player base and thinking, well, pretty much everybody. I don't know what their sales are like. Obviously, we bought 3 copies of Arena Mortis, but pretty much everybody I think who plays the game a lot is still buying stuff. So I don't know. I mean, I know it's only a niche game compared with their big 2, but I think even though people are playing online a lot, people are playing, the top players are playing on Vassal, and people are playing on TTS and the cam games and what have you. The people are still buying the products, even if they're only playing electronically or remotely or whatever. They're still buying the product. So I feel like there's definitely a market there, and I really hope that they continue to play the game, to make the game. Because although the things like the Arena Mortis pack irritate me a little bit, because I feel like it's stacked so that you kind of have to buy it, and that irritates me. The design space they keep opening up, you keep thinking, well, they've got nowhere to go, and then they bring out cards where they've started bringing out cards where you can spend glory to do extra things, which is suddenly a new and interesting idea.
Yeah.
And I hope that they carry on and have more innovation, and I mean, they're adding to the stock of beautiful miniatures that back the game up. Although, according to some people on Facebook, they're a travesty. But So I mean, I hope they carry on. I think they'll do another season, and I think maybe they'll just have to see. I think it's all going to be based on sales at the end of the day, isn't it? Everything will be driven by that. So.
Yeah. Obviously, if it's dwindling in its sales, then they're not going to continue with it. I think season 5 must be in the works right now, because season 4 is finished. It will already be packaged up, sitting on pallets or whatever, being shipped across from China or wherever they're coming from. because it comes out in under 3 months now. I'm assuming their pre-order is going to be early December, so they must be already at a point where they're already packaging this stuff up, ready to post it off. So season 5 must also be well in the works.
Yeah. I'm just going to have to interrupt everything. No beef. What was the score in the Tottenham-Chelsea game that went to penalties? And although if anybody doesn't want to know, then look away.
Then look away now.
Yeah,
they used to do that on TV.
Spurs were losing when I was following it.
Didn't they used to do that on TV where they'd say something like, if you don't want to watch the scores, look away now.
Yeah.
I'd love to just sit there if it was my last day as a presenter and then wait until, and then go, and now you can look back. It was 4-2.
Hey, Spurs won 2-1 on penalties. Whee.
He just told people not to look. Just announced it.
There you go. That's what they do. To be honest, if you weren't watching, you didn't really care that much.
That's true. That's true. Technically, I suppose I'm a Spurs fan if I'm anything. I think my dad was a Spurs fan, although I couldn't give a shit about football, so I'm like, whatevs.
There was a comedy sketch. I think it was not the 9 o'clock news when they did that. Look away now, and then they cut back to the newsreader. And she'd say, "Oh, so a thrilling win for the Hammers there."
Brilliant. Yeah, you could just see something like that happening.
Quite funny.
I think another thing about Underworlds that will keep it going is I think that the sales are probably not doing badly from a model's point of view, because I think the good thing about them is you can get a little warband, and the models are fantastic throughout. And it just gives you that little taste of, I can collect some Daughters of Cain with the Blade Coven, or I can collect some Nurgle models with the Wormspat, and it just gives you that little bit of, to be able to, make a warband, a little taster. It's also useful in Warcry.
MacLeod's a spoiled Bake Off, and I haven't watched it yet, so we're going to have a no Bake Off spoiler rule, otherwise we won't be able to do these on a Tuesday night anymore. We'll have to move to Monday.
Dylan Paul says, good morning from Australia. Long time viewer from the back in shades by days. First time catching a Wednesday morning live. Well, hello. Welcome aboard.
Yeah, we might have to call it WML.
TNL, WML. I'll do a little slash with the other alternate lettering underneath. Yeah, the models are great for Warcry. They're great on their own as well. I think for the most part, most people don't mind buying the card packs. I'm sure there are some people out there that get irate by the fact that they have to buy a pack for the cards, and they get given these bloody models as well that they don't want. But you know what? It's not that much.
I don't know. It's just. I don't want to beat down on that guy. It was just a really odd position to take, because firstly, Games Workshop miniatures company, so they make miniatures, and these ones happen to have cards with them. But secondly, you did I don't know how much I paid for the Necromunda cards, but there's a lot less. I think there's about a tenner. There's a lot less of them. And you didn't get these amazing miniatures with them, and so it just seems like that many cards will probably cost you £15. So you're basically getting miniatures for £7. I can't remember can never remember now what the actual RRP is, but it just I don't know.
As the Glory Hole said, it's unethical to sell the cards in packs with the models, but it's totally fine to print your own. That's how it works. So yeah,
exactly. Yeah, that is very true. And you can always sell the plastic anyway, because people want to buy that often to put in their other armies. Anyway. Yeah,
but that's the way it is. That's the model, and if you don't like it, don't play that game, because that's the model they've adopted. Yeah. Go and play something like Guild Ball. Oh wait.
And each time you get a different play experience as well. Somebody else just said that.
Yeah.
Dead Hands said that. So.
There you go. Great minds think alike. But yeah, I enjoy that, and I'm hoping that because this is a game unlike anything GW has done before. Obviously, they have fancy tabletop games. They've got fantasy skirmish games. They've got 40k futuristic tabletop games and skirmish games, and they've got all that kind of stuff. But they don't have this kind of board game, apart from with Aeronautica that they've just brought out. So I'm hoping they keep it going, because it's a nice little niche that they've got that there aren't many different versions of, and I'm hoping that is enough to warrant it continuing even without the competitive aspect there.
Yeah, but no beef compared to X-Wing, saying that people would lose their mind when the rest of us would be like, well, okay, that's how it is. But in my understanding of X-Wing, I've never played it, but my understanding was you'd end up buying multiple copies of the thing that you didn't want because it had the one good card in it. Or at least with Underworlds, you only buy everything once.
Yeah. And it's not like a random pack either, which we've talked about last time. And
Yeah, yeah.
if it was a random pack, or if it were like X-Wing in that respect, I wouldn't play the game at all because I hate both those kinds of things. But Underworlds actually works really nicely. You go, oh cool, there's 8 warbands, 2 come in the box, and there are 6 others. You buy all of them, you've got all of the cards. Easy.
Yeah, and you can budget for it as well. I mean, they do throw
Yeah.
in the odd extra curveball, don't they?
Every now and then, yeah.
But you can budget. You know, roughly you're going to get a core set and another 6 warbands in a season, and you can budget for that. Whereas, they could change. They could bring out new miniatures of your army at any point in time.
Yeah.
And often do.
Somebody mentioned
Or
about
don't.
spreading the releases out a bit, and I'm not sure I'd want them to spread them out too much, because if you do that, then the last few warbands that come out don't come out until near the end of the season, and then it kind of feels a bit like you don't get to play with them as much. So I kind of like the front ending a bit more. The only problem that gives you is it does give you that dead air sort of bit near the end of the season where like it's the meta settles, everyone knows what the game is at that point, and it gets a little dull.
Yeah, you almost want, ironically, you almost want the warbands to come out in advance, and then a few more extra card packs on their own to come out later, which I know completely goes against what we've just been saying. But you almost, because it's I kind of when I think Jonathan from Well of Power first said it, it's like about how you need the constant changing meta, and I was thinking, well, I don't necessarily see that because as I usually go back to chess. Chess doesn't have an ever-changing meta, really. Well, I know it does. I know we've talked about that before, but they don't bring out extra rules, and it survives. But actually, I do, having now done 2 or 3 seasons of this, which is kind of my first ever evolving game. I do feel that the game actually is better when you get new cards, you get new impetus. It gives you a new lease of life for the game, which is odd because it's never boring.
Yeah.
It just gives you something else to think about, I think, which I like about the game. It kind of keeps it fresh.
Yeah, I mean, every time they've released a file list, especially the last file list that they brought out, and every time some new warbands come, it's like suddenly it's like a new game again. It's like different card choices, and suddenly it's almost like that first time all over again.
And I haven't had much time to do any deck building, but I kind of feel a little bit like that with some of the Arena Mortis cards. The concept of spending glory on stuff has kind of refreshed the game. I think it gives them another huge scope for card interactions that we haven't seen yet.
Yeah, then you're suddenly like your brain starts to go off in a whole new direction of what else could they do. They could do this. They could maybe they'll have a ploy card where you can spend glory and you can bring back someone from the dead and give them a risen token or something like that. So yeah, I really like that, and I like the fact that they keep bringing new stuff out that's not necessarily game breaking. I mean, sometimes it's a bit crap, like you have the hunter quarry mechanic, which is it's a bit blare, but they're trying different stuff, and some of it sticks, which is I like. Lazarus did clarify that he didn't mean it spread out the warband releases, but spread out the season, so that we can actually play again. And I can kind of see the reasoning there, but I think if they do that, people will get bored and wander off.
I think it's almost to an extent more important that they keep making stuff, so or cards at least, so the people who are playing can refresh their experience, and arrive at the game happy for it. I'm not sure pausing would I think people would wander off and do other things. I might be wrong.
I think you're right. I think if they don't do something new with it, and they don't keep changing it up and making it different like that, then you're going to end up with a system that people aren't going to have anything new and interesting with. I think if they hadn't released new seasons each time, we wouldn't be following it now. For example, we'd have stopped playing Shadespire ages ago. So. Yeah.
Daniel's made a really good point, which I really like. Spending glory is great as it can include the old warbands, whereas the new mechanics like Hunter Quarry completely excludes them. So you have a situation where the Godsworn Hunt, who usually have Hunt in their name, can't be hunters very easily, and can't make people quarries very easily, which is stupid. Well, not stupid, but it just doesn't quite make sense. But actually, they can anything that isn't warband reliant. It's just more general that everybody can take advantage of.
Yeah.
And I think some of the, especially with the new raise rules, but some of these ones with you can spend glory to do stuff, the upgrades, they're perfect for Skaven. So that kind of that revitalises them in a way that
although maybe doesn't apply to Skaven.
Sorry, no, not the race. Sorry, no, I talked about two things in one sentence.
Oh, I see.
There's upgrades where you can put people on and then you can react and spend glory to do stuff, isn't there? The Skaven will be good for that.
Yeah, and as Jonathan's pointed out as well, new seasons allow people to get more involved, new players to get more involved because they don't have to worry about
True.
you haven't got by season 1 stuff anymore, and very soon you're not going to have to bother with even season 2 stuff. So they've only got season 3 and then the newly released season 4, so it does give you a bit of an easier introduction to the game.
Should GW update our warband card like they did the Skellies? Well, I don't think they. Well, I say I don't think they will. They did do the Skellies, and I would have said that I didn't think they would. I think they should. I think the one thing I liked about Arena Mortis, or one of the things I liked about it, was that it did give me hope that other warbands might get a little boost. I don't think the Sepulchral Guard one is massive, but it's quite nice.
Yeah, I mean, it does show that they've at least gone, we're adding a new mechanic, that's going to impact this warband, we should probably do something about that, and then maybe they should actually update some of the other older warbands with some stuff. The trick there is going to be updating it with stuff that isn't going to break the warband.
I wonder whether it's worth their while, because that's quite a lot of playtesting, but probably not much sales, and that's the issue. But they did it with Survival Guard, so
yeah, that's the thing. I wonder. I mean, maybe I saw a thing someone shared it on our Patreon Discord earlier about the chosen axes and how if they you can make a very simple upgrade to them if they end a movement on an objective they gain a guard token. I quite like that. It means they can't be knocked off
they probably
easily.
ought to almost crowdsource it and say, possibly even come up with your own. or at very least, we've had these ideas. Go away and try them out. Tell us which ones work, and then we'll make them.
Yeah. I think the problem with that though is because it's a competitive game, people are unlikely to want to spend their time doing that kind of stuff when they want to play tournaments and competitive matches and stuff.
But somebody come up with the chosen axes idea.
There is that.
So, I think I don't know. I don't know. There's people out there who would. Obviously, there's people out there who wouldn't.
That's true. That is true.
But there are people out there who would. I mean, I'm terrible at that sort of thing. I come up with ideas that would be totally unfair. So.
If you have Severin, you immediately start with 3 glory because fuck you, that's why. Someone did point out that it might not be in their benefit to update old warbands because people can't buy them, which is a good point. You can't buy any of the season 1 warbands. The likelihood is
that's
soon
true.
season 2 warbands won't be purchasable.
Yeah, that's true. The game does roll on. Everything rolls on, doesn't it?
It does. Deadhand says he heard a rumbling that they were thinking of just cycling the seasons. So after 4, they would just have season 4 and season 1 cards and so on. I don't understand what you mean by season 4 and season 1 cards.
That's been season 3, surely.
Yeah, 4 and 3. I can definitely see them do. Well, that's what they do now. I don't think
They do that.
Yes, they do. I don't think they'll ever cycle out warbands because whilst people seem to be okay with cycling out universal cards because they're going to get new universal cards to replace them, I think more people would be quite pissed off if they suddenly got told you can't play your Skaven anymore or you can't play your Garrick Reavers.
I think so too. And I think that would turn people off. And I think that people like the universal changes because generally they've made the game better. There's the occasional hiccup, but generally the game is more balanced, more interesting, more varied. So I think that people don't mind that, but I think if they suddenly rotated it out, I mean, like imagine how Tim would feel if they rotated out the Aurochs.
Exactly, yeah, or how I'd feel.
I know they're giving a new Aurochs. Imagine how we'd feel. Andrew says it's 22:15. Does that mean we've got to do something?
In a minute, Andrew. In a minute. Time for me to take my shirt off. There we go. Right, no. Oh, you nearly got a peek then.
Black Dragon in Hinkley. They've not got so many. Black Dragon in Hinkley. Where you went, Pete?
I don't know.
Pete and I stopped. Surely it must be. We stopped in Hinkley.
Did we?
On the way to our friend who lives in Derbyshire's house.
I couldn't even told you where we stopped.
Pete bought a load of painted Nurgles. Well, it must have been the Black Dragon. Can't believe are there 2 game shops in Hinkley?
So I think
put me out of misery.
I don't think that they will rotate out the warbands. Is my feeling. I don't think they'll upgrade them, but I don't think they'll rotate them out either, because it's more work than it is worth for them. They can just stop selling the warbands and just hope they become obsolete because newer, better warbands will come out.
start me moaning about the rotating out boards again in a minute.
Hope to see Bone Reapers in season 4. Yeah, I think we'll get Bone Reapers in season 4, and I agree, Hawkhammer. I don't think Warbands will ever get rotated out.
Black Dragon's the only one Wolfman goes to. He doesn't know if there's another. I reckon it must be. Hinckley's surely not big enough to have two. Surely.
Let me have a quick look. Black Dragon Hinckley. I'll recognise it from the front of the store. It could be. Okay. It could be. Yeah. Oh. Black Dragon was, if that's the one we went to, and it does look like it, that was the place where we went in, and I just thought, I wish I could run a store like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
It had loads of shelf space, loads of gaming tables. It just looked awesome.
It did look really good.
If the Agents of Sigmar ever make it big, we'll be opening an Agents of Sigmar store. It'll be a bookshop, come cafe, come game store.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. And of course, if we expand as much as we have in the last 3 years, we will be Apple size by
2099.
I don't know if you saw on Facebook today. I posted a picture of us playing Shadespire for the very first time because I came up on my Facebook anniversary thing. And so it was 3 years. So we've come a long way in 3 years. So thank you everybody for all your support. We do love doing this, but we wouldn't be anywhere near as much fun without you guys watching. There's 57 of you watching now, all tuning in because we said we'd be back at quarter past to do the giveaway.
I'll just quickly respond to these comments, and then we will do the giveaway.
Yeah.
What else has been put in there? Anyone done some sepulchral guard testing with the new cards? How are they looking? Don't know, Ben, but this Thursday we're going to be recording Sepulchral Guard versus the Blade Coven.
Oh.
So that video will be coming out a week afterwards on Patreon, then a week after that on YouTube. Rosa's not here for the giveaway. Bless you, Rosa. You're just here to get the numbers up.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't like our video today. That's me. No.
I also linked to the video of us playing that very first game that came out on YouTube. God, it hurt me to watch. It did. I remember we had a roll where I attacked with Sayek and I rolled 2 hammers and you didn't roll a shield. So I was like, oh, but he does 3 damage and I got 2 successes. So that's 6 damage.
Oh, dead.
And thankfully, all the rolls still worked out that they would have killed the people that we took off. So we inadvertently still got it right. But at the same time...
For the wrong reasons.
Yeah, exactly. But 2 wrongs make a right, is from what I understand.
Hawkhammer is here to chat shit and for the eye candy. I don't know.
Well, at least you can chat shit.
I don't know which one of us was referring to. Andrew, you're confusing me now because you told me Pete was playing the eyes.
Andrew's been trying to see.
Now he says I am. I know what I'm playing. I can remember that.
Unfortunately, Andrew.
Hear the Clone Wars.
Hear the Clone Wars. Hear Clone Wars.
Hear Clone Wars. It's entirely possible my children have got Clone Wars open somewhere but playing, but I don't think so.
I can't hear you. Unless that's a joke of some kind about Clone Wars. I don't know. Eyes mirror match. That would be awesome. Here we go then. It's right, let's do this draw. It's giveaway time. It's giveaway time. This is probably going to go horribly wrong, but here we go. It's giveaway time. There's 50 of you. Bless you all for tuning in to listen to us talk shite. If you do enjoy giveaways, give us a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe and do all that good social media-y stuff. It really does help us to know, because I think something like, I looked up some stats and like half of our videos get watched by people who aren't subscribed to us. So if we could get all those people who aren't subscribed to actually subscribe to us, we'd have like, I don't know how many subscribers we've got now, like 10,000 subscribers. So, just tell your friends to subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. I mean, YouTube never tells me when new people I subscribe to upload a video anyway, so I don't think there's any downside to subscribing. No, none at all, I don't think. And, maybe even Patreon. You never know. But there we go. It was someone in his Discord. It's Discord. There we go. God, now he sounds like a dad. What's that noise? There's a noise coming from somewhere. Here we go. Time for the giveaway. I'll tell the story in a minute. Okay. Give us an exclamation mark, an excited screaming face, a thumbs up, something like that in the comments to show that you're ready, and then we're going to do the giveaway. A bit like Robin, but not like that. Just you could do that at home if you want, but we won't see it. I reckon we need to do a bit more of like a Patreon interactive thing. Like we could have like a Zoom chat with everybody, just all the Patreoners, because that's what they do when they do the live games, isn't it? Where they do the straight out of Shadespire and stuff. They have that kind of thing. Okay. Yeah. Right. We've got people's attention. We're getting all the... Everybody's watching. Everybody's right. We'll see you next week. Bye. Right, are you ready, Robin? Are you ready
No.
for the
Yeah, I'm ready.
excitement?
Julia Berger's ready. Roz's might be ready. Stuart Jenkins has got his thumbs up.
Right. Well, good luck, everybody. I hate this because it means a lot of people aren't going to win, and I wish everyone could win. But here we go.
Dun, dun,
3,
dun, dun,
2,
dun, dun, dun,
1.
dun. Ba-doo.
Blah, blah.
Saw Matt going through there. There goes Tim and Milky.
Julia
It's Julia
Berger. There you
Berger.
go, Julia.
Fits.
Boom. There you go, Julia.
Brilliant.
Congratulations, Julia. It was just in at the last minute, but you've got it. Fix says into the glory hole.
Fantastic. That's my my
There you
alter
go.
ego.
It's always worth tuning in to see what's going on. Well, congratulations, Julia, and
Julia.
commiserations to everybody who didn't win. But we're going to talk about a new giveaway in a minute, which we'll go into. Julia, could you please put your email in the chat? It will be hidden. It won't get shown off. You can send your email in the chat, and we will get in touch with how we can get that sent out to you.
Yeah.
Loz is crying. Sorry, Loz.
Sorry, Laws.
But Loz, you were just talking a minute ago about you want to stop Matt buying more stuff. So surely he would have bought a couple of copies of this already. It would only cost about £1,500 to make everyone watching it now a winner. That's true.
That is very true. To be honest, you're all winners.
All winners in our book.
Just not of the giveaway.
Which admittedly is a lot shitter than than being the winner of the giveaway. We appreciate, but in our eyes,
It's not a lot shitter. To be fair, it's a little bit shitter. It's not a lot.
it's true. Vitor Marco says, "Hail agents of Sigmar. Hello. Unfortunately, if you've joined for the giveaway, we just did it. So sorry about that. But we're going to let you know about another giveaway in a moment." Right, Julia, thank you. I have your email address, and I will send you an email after the show. Saying show sounds so pretentious. I just need to make a note of this, and I can't remember the app I used to make notes in. Just remembered it. I always forget
Pen and paper app.
I always use Sublime Text, but I always forget that it's called Sublime Text. I don't know why. Right,
Probably
Julia.
cheaper in about 10 minutes. Yeah, that's true. If you hang on till the end, you've got more of a chance. Pete isn't happy unless he's giving something away. It's very true. It's very true.
I've given stuff away.
He used to have 5 kids.
To be fair, if I could have given my kids away, I'd have 1 kid by now. No, actually, I'd have none.
Harsh. Yeah, but you've got to be fair. You've got to give them both away.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or else the other one would feel bad that it wasn't part of a giveaway. You see, so I do like giving stuff away, though. Let's all donate.
Let's all donate £30 and we can all win. Well, that's all right. Sounds good.
Yeah. I almost accidentally showed Julie's email. That's what I'm going to hit.
Yeah,
I'm
don't do that.
going to hit hide now. Right, that's gone.
So,
Don't
hide it
do
away.
It's hidden. No one will know your email except us, and we'll get in touch after the show.
Yeah.
So yeah, we have another giveaway coming up. So we'll give you some information about that one before we call it a night tonight.
You thought you were going to leave, but there's going to be another giveaway.
There's going to be another giveaway. If we have to buy favour, then we will. Frankly, we're not above it. So yeah, we'll go through that giveaway in a little while. Probably about another 10-15 minutes, I think. So we've got a lot more crap that we can just talk about in the meantime.
Yeah.
So, Vitor Marco says it is me, Rob. What, your Rob? Which Rob? Possibly Nerdy Rob? Very confused.
Who knows?
Very confused. But anyway, we'll come back to that one in a moment. So I am hoping that Season 4 is going to land early December so that we can get a copy before Christmas to get some games in. Because Christmas is always manic and just smashed.
Christmas this year is going to be weird, though, isn't it? I mean, we don't tend to go very far on Christmas, but it's going to be odd this year.
It's going to be very boring.
Yeah, I've got an excuse not to see anybody, which is great.
Well, I remember several years ago when my youngest was very young, like about 2 maybe. I remember saying to the wife, "I'd like a Christmas where we don't have everybody round, and we just have a quiet family, just us 4, quiet family Christmas." So she said, "Right, okay, that's what we'll do. We'll meet all the family stuff either before or after, and Christmas Day will just be us 4." And we did that, and I fucking hated it. Because we spent all day, you spend all morning trying to get Christmas dinner ready, but obviously the kids want you to play with the stuff and unwrap stuff and put stuff together. So we're trying to do that whilst playing with the kids, and then we wanted to eat, and then we had to clean up after we'd eaten, but the kids want to play again. So it's just a whole day of fucking hassle. Whereas when you've got people over, they play with the kids, and you can just sit in the kitchen drinking sherry and cooking, and then you can come out once all the stuff's been put together, and then you can play with whatever it is that's taken your relatives 3 hours of swearing to finally assemble. So, yeah, I'm a convert. I prefer having lots of people around at Christmas.
Fair enough. Well, you're unlucky this year then.
Possibly, yeah. It depends on how things go. But, yeah, it depends on what the rules end up being around that time.
If they're anything, they're less... anyway, I'm sure they won't be any better than they are at the moment. But we will see. We will see.
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We can hope. We can hope that by then. I've got it all planned out. I do. Santa's got Corona, no presents. Die
Hard, perfect Christmas movie. Do like a bit of Die Hard at Christmas.
If you haven't watched Die Hard, you haven't had Christmas yet. Is the rule in our house? Even the wife abides by that one.
But you have to watch Die Hard.
Got to watch Die Hard at some point. We've got our Christmas films. Die Hard's definitely one of them. Got to be done. So I think, I'm hoping we get it early, and I am glad someone mentioned they're glad to see a Slaanesh warband. I'm quite happy to see Slaanesh because it's been taking a while to get that to happen. Slaanesh has been out of the limelight for too long. Yeah.
Yeah. I guess they were. I guess they had to be reconfigure how they were going to fit them in because they weren't quite family friendly enough, were they?
Yeah. So I can't work out if it was just the whole boobs aspect of Slaanesh that they were trying to get away from, or whether it was something else.
I was reading No Beef's comment there about his wife, and you said boobs. Like, that's very inappropriate. And then I realised you weren't reading what I was reading.
Hawkham says he's loving the fact that you can watch Nightmare Before Christmas from now till December. The trouble with that one is we've watched that all year. Kids have watched that mid-year. They have no... We were sitting there like middle of summer almost during the heat wave, and we're like, what film should we watch this evening? And my youngest is like, Home Alone. We can't watch Home Alone in June. Why not? Look, there isn't a good reason, but there are social proclivities involved here that you can't watch. My son was
watching The Grinch various times of the year.
Yeah. The new one or the old one?
The new cartoon. Sorry, I was reading the comments.
All right. I'll let him off, I guess. The kids are like, let's watch Grinch. I'm like, yeah. And then I put on the Jim Carrey one. They're like, that's not the Grinch. Like, oh, you little bastards. You're going to rob me of this again, aren't you?
I don't really like the Jim Carrey one. I quite like the new one.
Better than the book, though.
Better than the book, did you say?
Take you a while to get that one.
Son, I wasn't listening.
Yeah, I know.
You haven't even read the book, have you?
I haven't actually, no.
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 You can fuck off then, can't you? Right.
Oh. Sweary. See, Robin doesn't swear often, but it counts. It counts when he does.
It means more when you do. Right.
Someone mentioned something else I just want to say that. Vitor says that he wants to see Garrick Reeves versus Grashox to spoilers. We did actually debate doing like a Garrick Reeves versus Severin's Champions to relive season 1.
Yeah.
With season 4.
I thought that might be good fun to do it. Beastgrave only cards, but the first 2 ever warbands. I thought it might be fun. I was going to do it as a surprise, and Pete just told you. So. Oh,
sorry.
So we won't do that.
Well, it's all right, because with our schedule, we won't record it for a couple of weeks, and then it'll take a week or 2 to get on Patreon, then it'll take another couple of weeks to get onto YouTube. So, yeah.
That's true. Excuse me.
Rosa says demonetisation. Believe me, Rosa, these live things, they've never been monetised. To be honest, I do sometimes wonder about just getting rid of the adverts from YouTube entirely, but then it would take something away from our Patreoners who get something for their money.
That's true.
So I'm going to
do it. Street Past Liverpool says do it for Garrick. I assume that's for Garrick's and Severin rather than some sort of sordid tryst you want Pete and I to do.
Go on, Kith. So I guess Reeves versus Blade Cove, and that was another one we thought about. Reeves versus Blade Cove.
I kind of feel like that will show the disparity between the 2 warbands, but I could be wrong.
I think that the Reavers will definitely suffer versus the Blade Coven, because The only thing that Reavers have that Blade Coven is they've got two much more punchy fighters, because they've got Blooded Saek and they've got Garrick, whereas the Blade Coven don't necessarily have quite as punchy a two fighter combo. They've only got Morgwaith, and the others are a bit more mid to low range.
True, but but Reavers are so squishy that most of the Blade Coven can take them out.
That is true. Although the Reavers will inspire quickly, I reckon, in that kind of game.
No, that's true. That's true.
Although not that inspiring helps them because they don't gain dodge.
You could time it right. You could take two out once with Commiss. You'd be down to one. You'd be inspired, but you'd be down to one fight.
That's true. But what's his name has an AOE attack as well. Casters the Chained. He's got an hit everybody scything attack. So.
Yeah.
Gitz versus Morgott. That's another good suggestion. HRI Miller, I think. Morgott...
See you, Tim. Tim's going to phone his girlfriend, which seems like a better use of time than listening to us. So see you, Tim.
Bye. Mollog Smashall. I don't think you're ever going to see Mollog back on the channel, really.
I think, when's Matt's birthday? We should probably do it for that.
That's a good point. Yeah, Matt, let us know when your birthday is. We'll do your birthday special.
Gitz versus Morgott. Another good choice. Gitz are in a good place.
Ben Schultz asks, has Fast Rider...
I'm not having much luck with Morgott at the moment. Did we ever do a Gitz versus Gitz mirror match? I don't think we did.
Yes, we did.
Did we? Yes, we did.
We did, because I spent far too long trying to get Snurk to do something useful, and spent like 4 actions in one game trying to get him to fucking do something, and it just did not work.
Yeah, I remember that now. Yes. Yeah, we did. And mirror matches seem to bomb for reasons we're not sure of.
Bomb's a relative term. I mean, we don't get lots of views anyway, but it's like after a year, some of the videos I looked at from a year ago, some of them have got 1,000 views and some of them have 5,000 views, and there seems to be no logic in them at all.
No, but whichever one of the Russian bots get the views, I guess.
I think yeah, basically. Overall,
Jeff knew that we did. Jeff has got a knowledge of every single Gitz game, I'm sure.
He's got them all written down. Someone asked if Fast Riders have been in a fight. Fast Riders haven't been out, I think, during Beastgrave.
No, it's been a long time.
I don't even know if Gerzag's boys have been out much in Beastgrave. I don't think many Season 1 bands have been out in Beastgrave, to be honest.
No, I feel like you played Garrick's, but could be wrong about that. But no, they haven't. I played Chosen Ganaxes on TTS. I'm not doing that again.
That was a painful...
No, we've played plenty of Nightbolt ones. But I've Stormcast. I've been trying to get the Condemners to work. But I don't really. The Fast Riders, I don't know. Maybe I should play them. I find it a bit demoralising when they lose.
Someone's pointed out Gerzak has been on because you tried Tim's deck. That's a good point. That is a good point. And I did play Garrick because we played Condemners versus Garrick, so they have been on as well. Skayan featured on the channel, but they were piloted by Matt, I believe, when you took Hrothgorn.
Oh yeah, that was a bit mean.
Severin hasn't been on. I don't think Fast Rider's been on, and can't think who else.
I'm not even sure Severin featured in Nightbolt games either.
Possibly not. He wasn't. Yeah, he's not done great.
It's quite funny that he was like in the... Well, he's on the box, isn't he?
Yeah,
but actually,
literally.
He's possibly the most boring warband. Is Severin the most boring warband? Does anybody think of a more boring warband than Severin?
Guard versus the Wild Hunt were great games. They were great games, Andrew. Piloted, I think, mostly because of the decks. I think the decks were superb.
Yeah.
Matt says he tries not to remember his game against you, Robin. I think that's fair enough. It was a bit unfair.
Me too, to be honest.
I think if we ever get to a point where we can have people back into the garage to do games again, we will have to make sure very carefully to not mention who's playing what or what they're taking, to make sure we don't have any kind of subconscious decision making affecting our play. Yeah,
I think so.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to season 4, but I'll be sad to see it's another step away from season 1 warbands. But I think we probably played more of the season 1 warbands in season 3 than we have the season 2 warbands.
You think?
Yeah, well, I don't think we played very much Stormcast at all, have we?
We haven't played. I haven't played Curse Breakers.
Cursebreaker, sorry, that's
Maybe
what I mean.
maybe right at the beginning. But I know because I
Thundrix.
think they were very strong at the beginning, and then we stopped. But we did. I mean, we've played the Briar Queen. We've played Gits quite a lot. Obviously, God's 100 a fair bit. Eyes of the Nine. I think we probably played them more. Who else was there? God, I think I'll be able to remember. We haven't played Monog at all. I think we played
Haven't played
Monog.
Molog. Not we played some with the Hunt. Thundrix we haven't really played at all. I'm not sure we've played more than maybe a game with Ulthari.
No, that's true. No, we haven't played the first. Funny, isn't it? We definitely have definite favourites. We played loads of. Well, I do. I played
Yeah.
Godsworn Hunt, Gits, and
Eyes.
Eyes of the Nine, but haven't played Monog or whoever you just said. I've forgotten Ilthari
Thundrix
at all.
and Ulthari.
Chosen axes are more boring. Joseph Bingham says, I disagree. I disagree, but
I like the idea of Chosen Axes. I think they were just a bit hamstrung with their Inspire mechanic and the fact that it's so easy to.
Yeah, they're more
people
shit
around.
than Severin, but I don't think they're more boring.
Yeah,
Thundrix, we haven't played. You played Thundrix, I think.
we played the Thundrix versus Wild Hunt game with a couple of tournament decks, and they were fantastic games.
Oh yeah, they were.
Really nice games.
Classic Steel Hearts. Yeah, the sculpts are good. I love Angarad, and they're probably one of my better paint jobs of all the models as well. Yeah.
Ed said he's.
Sorry, Ed.
It's not because of the paint job. We can say that much
Ed.
at least.
Yeah. I think we ought to try Mollog again, maybe. See whether he's any more interesting.
But there's
in
so
the new
many
meta.
other combinations that make you think, oh yeah, like Despoilers versus Garrick or something like that, where you just think, oh, actually, yeah.
Ilthari deserves airtime. I think she does. Maybe well, who knows?
I think we're rapidly.
There's just not enough days in the week to play. Unfortunately.
God, yeah. I wish we could play more. Really, to be honest, I think. I mean, we are going to try and get more games out for the Patreon crowd. Obviously, we're going to get one game a week on YouTube, but we are going to try and get more Pat reps.
Yeah,
which are a bit more cut down, less editing.
Cut down, less editing. We're going to try and meet a little bit earlier, try and get everything moving smoothly to get more games out for Patreon. But that's all theory at the moment.
Yeah, we'll have to see how that one actually works in practice. But I suspect that now all the cards are out, now everything's done for Beastgrave and there's nothing new coming. We'll probably find ourselves very quickly starting to think, oh, what games can we do for, what matchups could we do next? So we'll definitely be picking our Patreoners' brains for some more ideas on that front, so everyone out there can start getting fiddly and start working out what they're doing.
Ed says there's anything been mentioned about Questing Night. No, that's a Patreon only video at the moment, Ed.
Yes, that'll be coming out on YouTube later this week, maybe on Friday. Robin Pete, plug the tears.
To join. Yes, you can join Patreon.
You can, yeah. There is
$2 level, $5 level, or a $10 level, and you get more. The more you pledge, the more you get. The $2 level, I can't remember, but you can much better remember what the pledge levels are.
$2 level, you get everything ad-free and a week early, and you get access to our Discord, which is obviously awesome. Loads of stuff going on there all the time.
The Discord is worth its weight in gold. Everyone there is lovely.
I think it's worth more than the actual early videos ad-free, to be honest.
Yeah.
The $5 level gets all of that, plus they get we try and get multiple extra games out that are $5 only. They don't ever appear on YouTube, so there is that, and you also get your name in all our credits, which show up at the end of all our videos. All parties, I must also add, also get discounts to Versatile Terrain nameplates, and our AOST Spring Store get discounts on there too, which is also nice. And then our $10 levels, currently at $10 level, you get all of the other stuff, and you get access to a special Patreon Elven Council where you get to help pick games.
Pete's nipple cam.
And Pete's nipple cam. But we are going to be taking that out and adding in something new, or should I say some things new to that.
Changes are coming.
So there'll be some more stuff coming out on that on YouTube later this week, and then out next week we will reveal all.
Ooh, we're not going to reveal all.
Well, maybe depends.
It depends if you play enough. That's a very high Patreon level.
Yes. So there you go. That's all that's coming. So if any of that entices you or interests you at all, do please check it out. I think any
Yes,
of our
please do.
Patreons on here, and I think
The long-awaited Funk album. Yes, the long-awaited Funk album.
we've got like 50 people watching. I think like most of those are our Patreon supporters anyway. So we're just telling people,
Yeah.
we're just telling people already join, and they're like, we have. Shut up. And OnlyFans agents, Sigmar OnlyFans incoming.
But we do have another giveaway between now and next week.
We do. Oh, that's yes, another giveaway. So let's talk about that one. Because we haven't got very long left. About 15 minutes for the end of today's show.
So we haven't given away the new warbands yet. I don't think
We haven't. We
No.
should do that.
So we thought we would
Let's do
give
that.
away the new warbands, but with an added bonus.
Yes. We've got. I can even show them off. Of course, it won't work because it won't work.
Wrong. It's the other way round.
It's the other way. It's the other left. So you're gonna have.
Just because I just can't get it.
We're going to be
Shit,
giving away.
I'm sure I've said that before.
Not these painted models, of course, but we will be giving away.
Some out of focus.
Oh god, why does it never go in focus? Stupid things. Anyway, we're going to be giving away.
They're good, aren't they? Yeah, we're going to give away the
nameplates.
nameplates, the versatile terrain nameplates for the latest 2 warbands.
Yep. So the latest 2 warbands nameplates from Versatile Terrain.
Are they the same? Are they the same? Are they exactly the same as ours? Are they duplicates?
Yes. Yeah, they're duplicates of ours. So the Rawk ones are the nice sort of what's the word I'm trying to think of?
So which ones?
They're like sort of like beaten armour with the Rawk lettering on the Rawk ones. So they're quite nice. It's all like smashed together armour and stuff like that. And the Mortis Blade Cove ones, they're like the scroll with inlaid lettering on that one, which is very nice. So nice and simple, but it looks really effective when you paint it up well, which obviously we haven't. But there you go. And
did we have to enter this giveaway before? No, you can. This is the do enter the giveaway. So it's the usual drill head.
So this is the new giveaway. To enter this giveaway, you just follow the normal procedure that after we're finished tonight, leave a comment in the video. Start it. I need to do this because I hadn't done this before. We need to start it with competition. So write competition before it, and then just give us something that you enjoy about Beastgrave now that you didn't enjoy in Night Vault.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's the fact that you just enjoy. I'm just telling you, Vitor. You just got this. Is how you get those nameplates. You'll get the warband and the nameplate. You'll get.
If you don't
both.
listen, you won't find out.
So all you got to do is after the show, leave a comment, start with competition, and then give us something you like about Beastgrave that you didn't like in Night Vault.
Ooh.
I think that's that, and that's what you got to do. And then next week, we'll get the draw. And if you're online when we do that draw, you could win them.
You could indeed,
just like Julia did today.
Absolutely. And then next week, after we've done the draw, we've got another giveaway.
Giveaway after giveaway after giveaway.
Yeah, and Anonymous Jeff made the very good point that if you do join Patreon, you do get a versatile terrain discount.
You do.
Which we keep forgetting to plug. So yes, you can join that if you and you can, if you ordered a number of upgrade plans, you'd save your money almost immediately.
You would, yeah.
For the first couple of months.
In fact, yeah, I think if you join at the $5 level and you've only got to order like two warbands worth of nameplates, and the discount's probably going to pay that off for you straight away. So
Menno Corn is off from Italy. Good night, Menno Corn. Right. There.
Sweet dreams. Vitor says that he doesn't have the Coven girls. Well, there's your chance. You just got to enter after this show, and you.
So it is for the whole lot, isn't it, Pete? The giveaway's for the whole lot.
Ladies,
I guess
the more
somebody
and all
really
the
doesn't want the whole lot. We could put something back in and redraw, but the draw is for both warbands and both nameplates. Both warbands.
Yeah, and if we do the draw, and if someone wins and they go, actually, I only want the Rawk ones, you can give away the others. Then we'll do another draw straight away.
Yeah.
It's groovy. I love doing this.
So, you haven't mentioned Cliff Richard's new album. Cliff Richard's got a new album.
Is he not dead yet? Wasn't he?
Is he going to try and get a number one? Trying to get a number one another decade or something?
Has he managed that every single one? The last one was
he has got number ones in a ridiculous number of decades.
His last one was a bit dodgy though, wasn't it? It was that Christmas one where he was basically sort of I can't remember, someone cut it all together really badly because at one point he's sort of standing there singing in the sort of in the pose of the cross whilst they were showing Nazi footage over top. Like, maybe that's not the best comparison to make. Hitler was just
I don't think I've
misunderstood.
seen that, or if I have, I've blotted it from my mind.
It was just, I mean, it's all terrible anyway, but there you go. He's a leash, he can't die. No, that's true.
No.
It sounds funny. I'm never going to listen to it. I can safely say that, along with probably the entire back catalogue of all ska, funk, reggae, is probably stuff I'm never going to experience. Not intentionally. It's just never going to come in my mind. I'm not
Well,
going to
you
sit
should
there.
be a bit more open-minded on the ska, funk, reggae thing, I think.
Well, I mean, reggae, that's a lie. I listen to reggae. I do like reggae. But it's just... Oh, Ed was saying it was my description that was terrible, not the album. What, you're saying the album's all right? That's worse. So yeah, it's not intentional. I just don't sit here and think I want to listen to I can't remember his name. That's how bad my memory is.
Ska came before reggae. Not in the dictionary, it doesn't.
No, B says he's going off to brew up some pre-caffeinated fix for the big Trump versus Biden
Oh, is
showdown
that tonight? Is that tonight?
James Brown is the king.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that man took a lot of drugs, didn't he? We were actually, the wife and I at the weekend, we were singing the Living Doll. And do you remember that Cliff Richard did a version of Living Doll with the young ones? Yes.
Yep.
Which then got us thinking about the young ones all afternoon. And then we were like, can we watch that with the kids? Probably not.
No.
But now I need to watch it because I watched all the bottom a little while ago.
Well, I was probably our oldest age when I watched it.
Were you?
Probably, yeah. That's
And
when,
look what happened.
that's when it was on the telly, I think.
And look what happened to you.
I'm not sure I got most of the jokes, but I did watch it. Right, this is peaching out a little bit, isn't it?
It is a bit. I think.
Is
it's
there
probably time.
anything else anybody wants to talk about?
Oh, I was going to mention that we were thinking of starting to do a little unpopular opinion segment on the show.
Unpopular opinions.
So we want to start just to really throw the I don't know what you want to
this
call
is going to
it,
be a new
cat
regular.
amongst
We
pigeons.
must remember this earlier. It's going to be our new regular segment on it. We're going to throw out an unpopular opinion, and if you've got one, DM us on Facebook or on YouTube, and we'll chuck it. We won't necessarily mention who you are, but we'll just chuck it out as an unpopular opinion about the game, about gaming and games, not about
Could be
politics.
anything. Not
or anything horrible like that. Just
about gaming. Could be Underworlds, but it could also just be hobbying in general.
GW, any unpopular opinions. I do have one, people. I didn't know whether you wanted to go.
Go on.
Okay, my unpopular opinion is that
Board placement
card
means fuck all.
card sleeves are totally pointless, particularly in Underworlds.
I agree with that.
Well, there we go.
I agree. I do. I completely agree with that one. I just remember, it was nice knowing you, Robin says it. I remember being on a Facebook conversation once where someone was like, should I sleeve my cards? And loads of people were like, you're a peasant if you don't sleeve your cards. You disgust me. I spit in your face. And I came along and was like, no, I don't bother sleeving my cards unless you have to because it's a tournament. And then one person was like, you don't sleeve your cards, you sleeve the sleeve of your cards. That's what you've got to do. Like, wow, we've hit a new level. That's a whole new level. I can understand why people buy sleeves.
Get their arms warm.
Hey, I can understand why people buy sleeves, especially when you buy the warband branded ones. At least it just makes things look nice. But I think they're a fucking waste of money.
It's just, for me, it's particularly double sleeving and the warband ones. It's just a way of just taking more money off you. That guy who was moaning about the, unethical model, whatever, just buying into our need to keep things looking nice and shiny. The thing with it is, I mean, I'm not a collector of stuff, but I play this game and then. I have used sleeves, and I can see maybe in a tournament then sleeves are good because then you really can't be cheating then. So I can see there is a use for them there. But even then, I think unless you people might be marking the cards. That's a different thing. That's cheating. You're just an arsehole if you're doing that.
There's the hot take.
I don't think that's unpopular though, is it? If you're cheating, you're an arsehole.
If you're cheating, you are an arsehole. Yeah.
But I just, especially because Underworld cycles out every every 2 years. So it's kind of like they've literally only got to stay nice for 2 years.
Yeah.
Unless you're like really bad at shuffling, then they're going to be okay. And then because I mean I've seen this debate going on the Warhammer not the Warhammer Champions, keep calling it that, the Marvel Champions website as well, which is a competitive game. So there's literally no risk of you cheating by knowing what the cards are, because you're only cheating yourself anyway. So it's even more pointless. And then people say, well, it's for collectability, but I mean maybe this is just my privilege coming through. I'm never going to sell these cards. They're never going to need to be in mint condition, because I'm never going to sell them. I'm going to keep them, or I'm going to give them away. And so I don't need to keep them in mint condition. But I just feel like it's a massive con. Everybody thinks they're going to keep them and they're going to be lovely and they're going to sell off their collections for a fortune in 10 years' time. But you're not, unless you're really lucky.
They're going to be landfill in about 5 years' time. They're not even going to be worth the paper they're printed on, literally. I agree. I wonder, to an extent, because I know some people who have this thing about keeping things in perfect condition, when it's going to devalue to the point of being worthless in a very short period of time. But a lot of the people I know who are like that don't have kids, and I wonder if it's a kids thing, because once you have kids, you rapidly stop caring about things being nice, because kids will ruin anything they get their hands on.
Maybe that's it.
And maybe it's just that once you have parents, it's like a friend of ours. He's very particular about how he scoops the butter out of and it's like that kind of level of, you've got to do it this way. This is the right way. Like, you wait till your kid starts learning how to spread toast. They're gonna fuck that right up, and you know what? You're going to stop caring in the end, because it's too much hassle to try and get them to do it any other way. And I wonder if it's just that kids just make you go, you know what? It doesn't fucking matter, so I'm not going to bother. Maybe it's that. Maybe it isn't. I don't know.
Yeah.
Ross says he's never having kids.
I can see lots of people saying, "Oh, you kind of need them," but you just don't.
Yeah, you really don't. After 2 years, they're going to go in a box.
The colours are different colours. Well, just don't look that hard when you're playing.
Yeah. I mean, we don't play sleeved. We did for a very short period of time play with sleeves. Gave up with that shit. It's just, like you say, if you've got to the point where you can tell what card you're going to have next on your pile by the colour of it, or the hue, or something like that. I mean, you obviously care a lot more about this than I do, and you deserve to win, obviously, because who cares that much?
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody else said they think it should make shuffling better. Maybe I'm buying the wrong sleeves, but I bloody hate shuffling with sleeves on. I just slide all over the place.
I didn't mind it. I tended to just take half the deck and just sort of slot it into the other half of the deck kind of shuffling, and it was easier for that.
It does make shuffling better. It doesn't.
Better's a very...
I disagree.
Shuffling is a very strong word. Sorry, not better is a very strong word. Depends on your preference. We have sleeves, Ed. We have many sleeves.
I do have sleeves. Yeah, I do have sleeves, and they're not shit ones like that. I have got some shit ones, and that definitely doesn't make them better. But I have got some not shit ones, and I don't find it makes it better. I certainly can't ripple shuffle with them. But of course, nobody in their right mind would ripple shuffle with these sorts of cards anyway, would they?
So yeah, I think, I agree with you, Robin. I think that for the most part, they're like dice. They're just another way to con people out of money.
Don't get me started on dice.
So what we're going to do...
that's going to be our new segment. We're going to come up with a stupid and not particularly serious, unpopular opinion each week.
But we might mean it.
To foam at the mouth.
Yeah.
But if people have got them, then you can either check them in the comments or just send us a DM, and we will throw them out there as not being ours, and just have a bit of a laugh with it.
Yeah, and quite often, the thing I really love about these kind of things is I'm the kind of person who will happily play devil's advocate and argue to the contrary of what everyone likes, just because sometimes I like being an argumentative dickhead. So, I'm quite happy.
I don't think you need argumentative in there.
Thank you. So it was a bit like my board types rant last week.
That's partly what gave me the idea.
Yeah. So every week we're going to have a little segment where we're going to pluck another random little unpopular opinion out the bag, and we'll have a chat about it. So if you've got any,
library is the greatest.
Do let us know. Do let us know. I think we'll have to. There can't be a political anonymous Jeff. They've got to be about gaming.
They can't be political.
Or else we'll have about 1,000 things just on.
We could do political ones on Patreon. So if you do sign up at any level, we can have a political unpopular opinion on behind the scenes on Patreon.
I feel though that for the most part it will be an echo chamber from most of the experience I've had on chatting to all of our patroners.
Well, there's quite a lot on there, so maybe they don't believe me. Maybe they don't believe it.
No, maybe. But we're going
Josh
to
Reynolds for literary awards. Well, maybe.
I think we'll pick one at random, a bit like we just did the winner pick there. So we'll pick one out at random. Boom! There we go.
I feel like I'm being baited now by my patrons.
They pay us, Robin. Let them. All right.
They know what my blue touch papers are.
I think that if they got Josh Reynolds to write a script for Henry Cavill, I mean, that would just be...
Well, to be fair, Henry Cavill has got the acting chops to carry off and just on the script.
You managed to burn them both at the same time. That was fantastic. So there we go. That's what we're going to be adding into each week's show. I don't think we're going to be doing a regular giveaway every show, but we do have one this week, we do have one next week, and we do have one the week after that at least. So there we go. Won't be much long before we'll be giving away a copy of DireChasm. There's another unpopular opinion. DireChasm is a shit name. There we go.
That's a well-held opinion. I don't think that's actually popular. Yeah.
That's a good point.
So I hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for sticking around, everybody.
Yep.
It was. I feel like there's not much news on the Underworlds front at the moment, even though we just had Arena Mortis. It feels a bit like a limbo. I guess that's to do with coronavirus and just waiting for DireChasm. But it's been really good to have this chat as usual.
Yes. Do come back next week.
Comment on this video after it's finished. Started with competition, did you say, Pete?
Yeah, start with competition and then
start with competition. And the reason you like Beastgrave but didn't like Nightbolt, is that?
Yep. Yep. Or something you like more in Beastgrave now that you didn't
Jimmy
like
Forrester has just asked, how did he end up? Hopefully you got that.
If not, you can watch this back afterwards and then you'll be able to add your comment in at the same time.
Yeah,
So we're definitely going to start talking about other things as well. We're getting more Necromunda on the channel, so we're going to be talking more about that and other things about just general chit chat about gaming. If you enjoyed this,
Necromunda guys have been really good. You're going to start filtering through onto YouTube now. I think they've been most enjoyable. And we've got a few other little games lined up, hopefully in the new year. So we'll tell you more about that in a future live chat.
Yeah, and there'll be some more coming out soon, end of this week, about our new Patreon goings on as well.
Yes.
So if you enjoyed this, do give us a thumbs up. If you enjoy giveaways, give us a thumbs up. Do
tell us all your friends and family about us.
Yes.
Tell us to subscribe.
Love to try and get the numbers up on this channel. I think we said once before, and I think it still holds true. If we get up to 100 viewers on this channel, we'll randomly pick somebody and we will give them a mug.
Ooh, yes.
So
if we ever get 100 on a live chat. Yes, I do remember Christmas is coming, so if anybody wants, an annual Patreon pass,
yeah, there you go.
Do tell their relatives.
You can go on your shopping list. Thank you all. Take care, everybody out there in internet land. Stay safe. Thank you for tuning in, and we hope to see you next week.
Yeah. Take care, everybody.
See you soon.
Stay safe. Bye.